Well, Josh, you heard the reaction from the crowd at the end today. How are the players feeling about that reaction and also about the performance and the result?
Obviously everyone's disappointed. We never want to play at Prenton Park and hear that at the full whistle. We want to hear obviously cheers and claps and obviously knowing ourselves that we put in a better team performance and didn't give away cheap goals and stuff. So obviously it hurts and it will hurt over the weekend, and obviously we'll have to go through the week and build on the next game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough time, isn't it? I mean, you'd had the disappointment at Gillingham last week, and obviously, I think you started reasonably brightly the first 10 or 15 minutes today, but it was almost like a balloon, wasn't it? When the first goal went in, it was as if it had been pricked and deflated completely, and you really never got on top of your game after that at all. Yeah,
I feel like we did feel like we was in control of it, and I feel like there could have been chances for us to get back in the game, but I think it just took us too long to get back going after they scored, and obviously they got another before the half time, so that kind of took the wind out of our sails. But we came out in the second half, tried to have a go. Things didn't fall for us today, so we'll hopefully get a better result next week.
In the programme today, the owner was talking, Mark was talking about, sort of inability to score goals, injuries, inconsistency, and that's really been the story of the season for you.
Yeah, I think if you look at all the top teams in this league, they all score goals and consistently do it and consistently put in the performances of, even if it's a kind of a bad game and scrappy and stuff, they come out on top. And I think this year we haven't done that enough, and I think that's hurt us in parts of the season. So once we get back to that and once we start hitting the net, then I think we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, staying in the game is a quality in itself, isn't it? And as you say, when you've had those decent runs this season, because you've stayed in matches. I had one recently at Stevenage, didn't you, where you stayed in and eventually got a reward.
Yeah, I think the squad always plays a part in it as well. Obviously, you said we've got a few key players out, and the boys are coming in and trying to do a job, and sometimes it's not the same. I think when they come back in and we get the squad back together and get more players back in, then I think we'll be in a lot better shape.
Yeah, you must remember yourself as a young player coming through and how difficult it be. I mean, you get an opportunity and perhaps you really want to show what sort of a player you are, but it's not quite as straightforward as that, is it?
No, sometimes you have to obviously adapt to the game you're in. And it's not always the game you want to play, but you have to do it to your best for your ability and obviously do what's best for the team. And I think we've struggled at times this season with that and adapting to certain games. Obviously, like you said, we did it well against Stevenage, but then you need to go and do it again against the Gillinghams and stuff like that. And it's them little moments where that cost you. So throughout the season, so I think we just need to get back to that, get back to being as a group, being as a team, working hard, and facing the challenge that's in front of us.
I'm just saying to Mickey there, I mean, the danger is now, I mean, you're sort of in a safe position in mid-table, but they could really drift towards the end of the season now, because obviously the players are a long way off, aren't they? Relegation isn't really a problem for you guys, so how do you motivate yourself? How do you make sure that you raise your standards, if you like, between now and the end of the season?
Well, I think that's irrelevant. I think if you are a professional footballer, you want to win every game you play in, regardless if you're going to make playoffs or, do you know what I mean? So I don't think that'll be an issue with a lot of our boys. I think we'll want to win. You want to play well. You want to impress people. You don't know who's watching. That's what I would say. So yeah, no, I don't think that shouldn't be a problem, especially at this football club.
Yeah, it's about professional pride and going home and looking at yourself and say, how can I be better next time round?
Yeah, definitely. I think the better performance you put in helps the team. The more likely you are to get a good result, and the better you feel for the weekend. So I don't see the point in kind of getting into cruise mode, especially if you're not going to. It's just nothing for the rest of the season. I think winning games is the best feeling in the world. So why would you not want to win games?
How do you deal with a day like today, Josh? When you go home tonight and you sort of think about things. I mean, you're not a good loser, obviously. Yeah, but how will you analyse your own performance and what you can do better?
Obviously, you'll be going over stuff in your mind subconsciously, even if you're not trying to think about it and stuff, and picking parts a little bits of the game that you think, oh, I could have done better there, could have, and then over the weekend you'll be like, right, let's put it behind me now and let's go again and work on stuff on Monday. Ask to see clips of stuff if you want to improve, and we'll go out and do that on the grass and try and get help from the coaches.
How much noise has there been in the dressing room after today? I mean, the disappointment, was it quiet or a lot of people talking?
It's mixed emotions, I think, with our group as well. So we've got quite a young squad, and sometimes that has been our are faulty. Is that word? Faulty? Faulty in talking and giving each other a kick up the bum and saying like, no, we need more from you. And I think that comes with experience. The more you play and playing games like that, you kind of learn that you need to do that to be successful. So yeah, it was a little bit quiet, and understandably, especially when we felt like we started the game well and kind of things went against us and we couldn't pick it back up, and it is hard to take when you lose games of football. So yeah.
Well, I'm sure you get where the fans are coming from. You know, I mean, I know it's hard. It's a hard question to answer. And, you know, what do you ask from them in these sort of circumstances?
Yeah, obviously, it's one of the hardest things, because fans, you win one week and everything's okay, and you get a bad result like that, and it's like they're against you again. So the one thing I'd say is they've just got to try and stay with us. Try and be as positive as possible, even if things ain't going as well, because it does mean a lot to the players, and you can feel it on the pitch. And sometimes that gives you that extra 20% to go and do something well, or do your next move well, or go and get on the end of something. So yeah, I'd say if they can stay with us, obviously that'd be great. And just try and be as positive as possible, because we can feel it on the pitch, and it just sometimes can sap the life out of you. So.